So this trial within a trial to determine the admissibility of the alleged confessions made by accused number 1, Muzisibiya, and accused number 2, Bongani Ndanzi, it's still ongoing. And Prosecutor Baloyi, his lineup is literally the whole police force, And he's still calling them, I'm talking constables, sergeants, colonels, lieutenants, lieutenant generals. A magistrate even showed up at some point. I mean, at this point, he might as well just call Bekitele and say, boss, come and summarize the version of events from your ministry's point of view.
I am woman, I am fearless, I am sexy, I'm divine, I'm unbeatable, I'm creative, honey, you can get it.
My name is Thelmo Tlhabani, bringing you the latest updates on the ongoing Senzo Meyiwa murder trial. You know, I'm coming to a point where I can see exactly why Prosecutor Baloyi seems to have no intentions whatsoever of calling any more witnesses from the Khumalo house. I can see why. It's not his strategy. It doesn't seem to be his strategy at all. His strategy seems to be strongly built around these alleged confessions that 2 of the accused persons have made. I mean, if we just played devil's advocate for just a second and put ourselves in his shoes, if you're the prosecutor and you believe that these confessions will hold water in court, would you still be all over the place building a different case? I don't think so. So right now, if he believes he has his case solid around these confessions, that's why he's really strongly pursuing it. And currently there's quite a lot of allegations in the YouTube space, with some allegations pointing towards the accused having been paid to confess and take the fall for the murder. But what kind of deal would that be? How much money would you agree to in order to confess to a murder? A high-profile murder, for that matter. I don't think anyone can agree to that deal, but who knows? Money has made people do stranger things before. So, I mean, I can see how the defense would be adamant that these confessions were made under duress. So when the prosecutor brought these alleged confessions into play, this trial within a trial was then undertaken to determine the admissibility of these confessions into the court proceedings or into the trial. Since then, we have literally seen Baloyi call each and every officer who so much as looked or saw the accused on the day the statement was made. He has called all of them. But the thing is, they're really not saying anything different from what the other would have said. They are all there to just reinforce the fact that the accused persons were not assaulted. They made the statement on their own free will. I mean, even though they literally take hours, these court sessions take at least 5 hours. They literally take hours to basically come and say they did not assault them. They did not do anything outward. So it seems it's to just come and reinforce the fact that there was no assault and everything happened above board. Well, the defense has been coming pretty strong to try and show us why they insist the accused were assaulted prior to these confession statements being made or being taken. Now, we've seen the accused number 1, Muzisibiya. There was a Colonel Mboto who testified to taking his statement. Now, this one, even though Ramusepele tried to poke some holes into his testimony, I would have really loved if this one was cross-examined by Advocate Gomez Zulu or Advocate Mshololo. Those ones have some really strong qualities in showing us YouTube analysts where the weak points are in these testimonies. Now, the confessions by accused number 2, Bongani Ndanzi, they seem to be the ones causing somewhat of a stir in court. First up, so far we've heard that There were two witnesses who allegedly both took confession statements from Bongani Ntanzi. The first one was taken by the magistrate Cronje, who later revealed that she had recorded the proceedings in secret for her own protection. Yeah. The admissibility of the recording was questioned, of course, with the court later on dismissing this recording from being presented as part of the evidence, because allegedly it would have infringed upon the rights of the accused to a fair trial, seeing that he was not told that his confession was being recorded. So consequently, the court ruled that the audio should not form part of the proceedings. Yeah, I would have loved to hear what that audio was saying. No, seriously. Now, the exciting part came with the cross-examination by Advocate Gomez Zulu at the beginning of the magistrate's testimony. I was like, wow, this one seems to be very solid. She's even saying there was a legal representative in the room, allegedly, for the witness, some guy called Dominic Mjiako. Now the advocate starts to ask how it can be evidenced that this Mjiako person was even in the room if there was no evidence at all that he was ever in the confession room. Then it implied that the accused had no legal representative when he was confessing. And then there was a point again where the magistrate allegedly used the word irregularities. She used the word irregularities when she was talking to accused number 2. Something to the extent of, if necessary, you be afforded protection against any irregularities. The advocate said, by the magistrate saying that, it constituted to make him promises to the accused. You know, the legal English is very, very hard to understand. The law is complicated. Wow. So it seemed to me that the problem there was in using the word irregularities, but not getting into detail to tell the accused what irregularities those may be. And the other contentious issue there was when the advocate implied that since the statement was only initialed and the only signature was on the pro forma page, that meant the statement itself was never signed by the accused. Wow. And the fact that even the legal representative, Dominique Mjiako, did not sign this document, even I was like, was this guy even there? He was supposed to be the legal rep, but it's like there's no trace of him in any of the legal documents. Then came in the confession that was also taken from accused number 2. This time it was taken by Colonel Rapadu. I mean, how many times should one make a confession statement for it to be admissible to court? How many times are you allowed to make a statement or a confession on one thing? Was it necessary for him to make multiple confession statements? Isn't one enough? The defense is definitely putting in a good fight there. I'm particularly impressed sometimes with Advocate Mshololo's attention to detail. Yeah, she's very attentive, that one. She was able to pick that the day before accused number 2 went to give the second statement with Colonel Rapadu, he was booked out of his cell at 8:15 in the morning and only booked back in at 2:30 the following morning. So where did they take him? That whole time, where did they take him? Could it be possible that this is when they were allegedly assaulting him and suffocating him with a clear plastic bag, like you were saying? It'll be possible, because it is possible. What were they doing with him the whole day and night? At midnight, they still had not booked him back into his cell. So Mshololo is definitely onto something there, assuming that the accused didn't even sleep before he was taken to go and make a statement to confess. There's definitely something there that was happening during that gap when the accused was taken out of his cell the whole day and night. Then shortly afterwards, he's brought back in and he has to go and give a confession. It sounds very fishy. It seems very fishy. Something is not adding up there. It's not adding up. Let me know your thoughts down below. Let's talk. I'll see you again very soon. Take care of yourself, guys.